The DevCast, where verse meets meta, where meta meets verse, where gamers meet devs, and vice versa. DevCast, it's in the name. DevCast, it's in the game. DevCast, it's in the verse. DevCast, it's multiverse. Plugging you in, where verse meets meta. Plugging you in, where meta meets verse. Plugging you in, feel the pulse getting better. Plugging you in to the multiverse. DevCast, the DevCast, casting the DevCast in a verse. The DevCast.
DevCast. Happy Halloween!
Yay!
Hello everybody! Happy Halloween! No, I'm just singing. How are we all today on this wonderful eve of the All Hallows?
I'm so hallowed. I'm all eve.
Just mellowed and peeved. Yeah. Right. I have an achievement, an announcement.
What?
So, this may come as a huge surprise to all you American viewers out there, because I know Halloween is pretty massive over in the States, and it's never been as big over here. It's becoming more so in recent years. Certainly as a kid, we never celebrated it. My parents were very anti-Halloween. It was very akin to begging kind of thing. So it was very alien in our family. Is it a Danish thing? Is it celebrated much over in Denmark?
No, but we tend to, looking at the backdrop that you've got behind you, we tend to not clean our houses very much. So it always looks like Halloween.
But yes, as a result, it never really was a thing for me. Now, having a child in particular, it's very much becoming an annual event. So today I did something that I have never done in 45 years, almost 46.
You can't be that old.
I carved a pumpkin!
Whoa!
My first one ever!
Really?
Yeah?
Really cool. The first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that. We've gone through the whole phase of carving pumpkins. I've got some crazy ones we made. Let me see if I can find them.
Oh, I need like a stand.
That's the best.
I need a stand for it so I can put it somewhere. Oh, I can't hold it. That's gonna make my eye. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. Yeah, Daniel came home from kids club yesterday with a pumpkin, going, "Mummy, we need to carve this." I'm like, "We need to carve this." So yeah, so the tongue comes out, dropping a bit of a pulp. But yeah, my first ever jack-o'-lantern thing. So it's going to go with a little light on the doorstep in about an hour's time, and all the kids come round begging for their sweets. But yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing pumpkins like a lot, and I think we've got some similar to the ones you've done there. What's great is that whole thing of carving the pumpkin where you've got the face and the teeth are separate, so you've got like layers of depth. The outer skin, the inner skin, and then the actual hollow and the light.
Yeah, I was looking at also where you kind of carve through, but almost through, so it's different, like kind of glowing and stuff. But yeah, it was quite fun. Half an hour's worth of work. But yeah, so I'll be going around the neighbours. Our street's always very busy. There's loads and loads of kids, so I think Chris will be staying at home to hand out the sweeties, and I'll be going around with yeah.
Awesome one.
Oh, that's cool. I want the art. Yeah, the eyes are good. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So
nice. But yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that was just about. I was pretty chuffed with that.
Well done, life achievement.
It is. It's one of those things. You go through life never doing stuff that other people just see as completely normal, and it gets a little kind of childish still outfit. I did a pumpkin. Yeah.
I am muted, but we can hear Wendy fine. So I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay, right. So, talk, Sam.
Hello there. Can you hear me?
Well, I'll put that mic. I'll put that other mic back on. There you go. Yeah, I was trying to play with microphone settings, and it seemed to be working on the input. So I'll put it back to the baseline settings. Sam, maybe too loud now.
I think people probably prefer it when I'm muted and they can't hear me and they just hear you.
All right. Well, I've put you back on to. Oh, I'll turn it down a little bit there. All right, let's try that and see what happens there. I mean, he hasn't really said much. He said that Danish people have dirty houses, and the picture behind was the pumpkin he made. That's summarising.
That summarizes, yeah, pretty much like the crux of the important things I've ever said in my whole life.
But yeah, speaking of pumpkins, most of you, I'm sure, will have seen the nice decorations over in Grand Central. So let's get back on topic about the apps that we're here to talk about. Yeah, Halloween's decorated up for Halloween. There's some nice big pumpkins, and yes, you can pick them up and throw them around, which was entirely intentional. It was. Well, we've got several pumpkin models. Well, we have several models, and some of them are pick-upable, and some of them aren't. And I kind of hovered over thinking, yeah, I'll put the throwable ones in. They'll like that. So, yes, it was a little gift for you. And it's kind of Halloween stroke.
Like, you still have me muted.
Still have you muted? I've put you back up onto the... Like, turn that up. Ugh.
Still can't hear me. Wendy has me muted. La 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 la.
And where can I can hear you? My OBS can hear you when you talk. The little bar is going zzz when you talk.
Okay.
And I have the same settings I had last week. So, I mean, there is a little lag of a minute or so. I don't know if that.
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go with that. But Grand Central has been set up Halloween and also with the flip. We've combined the two, Halloween and flip. You'll see some cool little flip stuff in there as well with a nice chopper. We've opened up the roof of Grand Central. We've taken off the glazing and put the chopper in there. And I do hope some of you try and jump onto that chopper and see what happens.
Ooh.
So yeah, give it a go. Try and jump onto the chopper and see where it takes you. Because what have we got? Why are we celebrating the flip at the moment?
Sorry, we are celebrating the flip because we are on discount. We've got the no-brainer discount going, which is the most insane no-brainer discount ever.
Cheap as like chips.
Cheaper than chips. I mean, nowadays, chips with inflation cost a lot more than the flip. So yeah, definitely worth going in and getting it, buying it for your friends, buying it for all your friends, and going and playing together. Basically, time to flip out on Halloween.
Yeah, is it $2.99? Is that right?
Something like that. Depending on territories, apparently Meta's discount has different prices in different places. It might even not be discounted in some places and discounted elsewhere. But yes, the idea is definitely that it's discounted and it's very cheap, $2.99 in America, I believe.
Yeah, and that is until Monday, the 4th of November, until this coming Monday. So don't miss out. Make sure you grab it because it is an awesome game. And for that price, you really can't go wrong. Yeah, head over there. Snooze or lose. No. Snooze, you lose. Snooze and lose.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew there was some form of a very familiar saying that I completely ballsed up. Yes. Cool.
So the goal here is definitely to have you in the flip, playing the flip this weekend, and making sure that all your friends are coming in with you. So yeah, that aside, what else is there to talk about, Wendy?
So what I've written down, it's going to be a slightly shorter show today, folks. I've got to rush off, and San here isn't feeling 100%. He's been under the weather this week, so we're going to keep it a little shorter than normal. So yeah, let's move on to what we have all been busy with ever since last show's sneak exclusive reveal, the loot boxes that you all now know. No longer a secret about what we're doing. Yeah, what can we say about these? Work is coming on. The loot box is ready. Some of the contents are almost ready. We're testing them out over in Dev.
Photos from Ollie.
Yeah, and I've been playing with the joy of particle effects. Particle effects are the way we make things like smoke or bubbles or trails. So we use these over the jetpack trail, that's a particle effect. The champagne cork bubbling, or even things, there's the smoke coming out the peace pipe. The little fireflies that are around the village lamppost, they're all particle effects. I've been playing with these this week to see what we can make and what fun we can have. So this will hopefully give you an idea of yeah, I mean, fun is a watchword. Even today, Sam was like, what you've done is shit, make it more fun. I paraphrase slightly, but I think that's what he was thinking. So yeah, we want to make it a really fun thing that we're putting in. Loads of interactivity, loads of variety, variation, and loads of just silliness as well. As we mentioned last week with the sound effects, with these particle effects as well, we're thinking, oh, what can we use particle effects for? Could we, I don't know, make you sprout butterflies when you talk? Could you make you fart frogs when you walk? All this kind of thing we're thinking of.
You're just rhyming now, aren't you?
Complete disclaimer, none of this might actually happen. Some of it might, we don't know yet, we're still trying.
Yes, so what I've seen so far from the loot boxes has been pretty cool. It does look like we're going to have very different types of loot, and the different types of loot will obviously appear within your inventory, and you'll be able to pull that out and put it back in. We're still working on the communication of that sort of stuff, so messaging of how you do that. But I can tell you right now, you will be able to lift up your wristwatch, look at the inventory, click on an element in the inventory and pull it out. When it's out in your hand, you'll either be able to trigger to use it, or grip button, no, B button, I can't remember, one of the buttons, B I think it is, will put it back in. So you will be able to pull content out and put content back into your wrist, which is very cool because it allows you to hand things around. So you could trade things. You could pull out, I don't know, a potion, hand it to Wendy, give it to Wendy, and Wendy could put it back into her wrist menu. So it's a way of sharing content. So the rewards that you've got from the loot boxes will be able to be transferred around. So, for example, I think the infamous shroom party that we talked about is the sort of thing that might be able to happen. Yeah, those things are, I'm just muffled apparently. So muffly, not muted, just muffled. Anyway, that's probably, let's rack it up to my sickness and say that I'm muffled because I'm sick.
But are we the same volume? Because that was also a concern in previous weeks. As long as we're the same volume, then I guess that's, you know,
better
one feedback. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how users go with this loot box. Do you get greedy? Do you use them all yourself? Do you store them up and become the giver of the loot, the generous, bounteous one who hands out gifts to others? Do you have an exclusive party? Only members of a certain club are allowed your loot. It's going to be looking forward to seeing how that gets used. What loot you want, what kind of what loot gets shared, what loot gets kept for yourself greedily. And obviously we mentioned before what some of this loot's going to do. We're going to be having avatar changes, we're going to be having effects, we're going to have all sorts of fun, but you won't necessarily know the exact effect of each loot. So there's loot types. So yeah, so one type of loot will change your avatar, one type of loot may have other effects, and another type of loot may spawn something else. So you will know that we have mushrooms, we'll have, for example, some sweets, and you'll know that type of loot always does the same thing, but you won't know exactly what it's going to do. So there's an element of surprise each time. When you eat something, when you consume a loot, what exactly is going to happen is always randomized at the last minute.
Exactly. So yeah, the types of loot are various, and then within those there's various effects or experiences that you will have. So you can be in a situation where you pull out one type and get a random effect, pull out a different type, get a different experience, but also random. Basically, yeah, going to be lots of fun for you guys to find out all the different things that can happen by opening loot boxes. I think that we've got hundreds of different things that are available to us, correct, Wendy? Something along those lines.
It's certainly getting close So that
Yeah.
once you combine all the variants with things.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely in high double figures. And it's just a case of what we can get out in time. And as with all the things, this is a feature which can be expanded. So once we've got it in place, we can always add more stuff as we go along.
Yeah.
There's no reason that the launching set is going to be the final set. We'll be looking to see how things go, what things are popular, and adding more as we go along. So do make sure you keep on trying things as and when new stuff gets added. But yeah, we're hoping to launch with enough certainly to keep you going. Anyone who claims to have done it all, I don't think they're going to be telling the truth.
So yeah, the loot boxes are coming. Like I said, I don't think we have an actual date yet. You can expect to see them next week, I think, and we'll announce something probably towards the end of the week. However, things might start appearing maybe a little bit sooner if you're lucky. So keep an eye out. I would definitely be hopping into Multiverse over the coming week. And also, I think it's worth announcing that the loot boxes at the moment will be primarily available in Infiniverse, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So we're not looking to find loot boxes strewn around the rest of Multiverse.
Correct. Yeah, this is our testing ground for things, and again, we'd very much like to expand that later on, but starting off keeping it simple. Infiniverse is big enough, let's face it, that it's not like you're going to be running out of them, and neither are they going to be piled up on the street. You're not going to be falling over these things. You're going to have to look for them.
Exactly. And actually, as people open them, they get used up. So that means that they will get less frequent as people go in and explore. But they are reset regularly. So don't worry, we won't find a situation where there will be none. It will be your job to go hunting for these loot boxes and finding them, unlocking them if you have whatever it is that's required to unlock a loot box, and then be able to store the toys or use them or play with them or hand them around and give them around for free to your friends. So yes, definitely something to look out for coming next week, and definitely pop in every day, go for a hunt, see if you can find something, because from the beginning of the week onwards, you never know, something might be appearing.
Yeah, doing our very best to aim for the launch next week, but keep posted, keep your eyes open, and if you see something on the street, go and investigate.
So apparently I sound like I'm in a cave. We're going to pretend it's the Halloween cave. And I'm muffled and echoey, which is good because it goes with my snotty, snooty nose, and a cave full of Halloween jack-o'-lanterns. Cool. So what else do we have to talk about today?
We're actually getting through the list pretty quickly, really. I say list. I know. I had this argument with Chris quite a lot. Can a list have one item on it? He claimed very much yes. I said absolutely no way. That's not a list. A list is it's a list. One item is one item. I think it's a maths thing, the way they start counting from zero.
They start counting at zero, don't they? So, I mean, those guys are weird. I would say that a list has to have definitely more than one item on it to be a list, but you could be making a list and the list could only have one item on it so far.
Ooh.
So
I mean, the list has one item left. So once you cross everything off, there's one left on it, I guess.
Yeah, could be one left on the list, or you delete them like I do when I go shopping. I send myself a text message, and then I edit the text message, and I delete the items I'm going through.
There are apps for that, you know.
There are apps for that.
Much easier.
You've got to find ways to abuse technology.
That's abusing yourself, abusing just your own. I mean, why make shopping any harder? Seriously, there are apps for that.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, one should just get things delivered. It's a simpler thing.
Send the wife.
Controversial.
Yes, I don't mind sending Chris shopping, but I have to keep my phone with me, so it'll be bring. So which of the crisps that you like? You know what fucking crisps are like. What size are his shoes? Oh, they're size 10.5, same as last week when he got like honestly so many phone calls. Like, I can't read your ratings. Does that say bacon or porn? It's like, porn, darling, porn. Come on, read the room. So
he shops for porn. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's just a nightmare when he goes shopping. Just let me go. It'll be quicker, and we'll get the stuff we actually need.
I think that's the problem. Is I go shopping and I sort of have that IKEA effect where I walk into the supermarket and I just stand there gormlessly looking at stuff, wondering why I exist and where I am and what's going on in
But when you
life.
get the checkout, you still have $400 worth stuff in your cart, right?
100%, but most of it's alcohol. And all
Yeah.
of the vegetables that Philippa wanted me to buy, they're not there. Somehow, not in the cart because I got bored after I put a lettuce in. And yeah, and the difference between going shopping when you're hungry and not is significant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
But yeah, well,
basically,
talking of shopping.
Stuff yourself full of something before you go shopping,
Yes.
and then don't spend any money.
Yes. But
That's
yeah.
the hell of a trick.
Yes. But yeah, talking of shopping, onto the storefront. So we obviously missed DevCast last week, and the arcade came out last week, which I've already seen some amazing designs. It really opens up to that 80s decorative vibe. So I've seen a lot of you having fun in there with the games as well. So glad to see you've been enjoying that one. And tomorrow, continuing this run, this veritable spate of releases, we have the long-awaited Vendor storefront coming out. Now, the Vendor is part of the Signature series rather than the Shop series. So it still has the fully bespoke tech, so you can still customize all of the decorations as you are getting very much used to doing by now. But rather than the shops, which are very much fun, interactive, full of props, the Vendor is very much pared back, very simplistic in style, modeled a little bit on the Apple stores. I have to say I did go into one and take a few photos and then got kicked out because they were sure what they thought I was doing. But trying to think, well, this is quite a good vibe in this store. But yeah, it's very, very simple. And the key features of it are it has double the number of the browser buttons. So all the other shops have 4 browser buttons. The Vendor has 8. So any of you really wanting to sell your wares, your goods, or really maximize those links in your room, this is the one for you. You can link up your own e-tailer pages, your own websites, or even send links to storefronts, to apartments that you're selling, or other places within the app. And there's also double number of pictures on the walls for displaying any pictures of your goods. I like the story. It's very, very simple. It is currently, I think, on display in my workshop, or at least there's pictures of it in there. But it's coming out tomorrow, probably be early in the morning. It's normally when we do things. So head out and bag yourself the latest in the series. I wonder, actually, has anyone actually got the whole series yet? So we've done quite a lot. I wonder. Everyone's got a whole a parade of shops. If they've
One street full of all the different shops. That's what we want.
yeah.
Who's got a street full of all the shops?
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, I think we still got a good handful left after this one. So fear not. The long-awaited pub is still to come. We've got the bookshop coming as well, which is I think one of my favourites. It's a really nice, chilled out, and look out for some little custom titles in there by the dev team. Some you may have seen before, some are new. Which you can pick up and have a laugh at.
And we're selling them online on Amazon too, so if you've got a Kindle.
Well, funny you say that, one of them is actually a real book. Yeah, so, well, you can look at them all, look at all the titles in there, and you decide which one is the real book, Google it, and you'll be able to buy it online. So go and have a look and see what you think. Just a little Easter eggs thrown in there. Cool. Yeah, so I hope those will keep us going definitely through November. And then a little announcement, a little tiny sneak. It's not a sneak peek, it's a sneak mention. What's the equivalent of like some? I'm having pictures of it. What's the sneak peek? It's a sneak talk, a sneak thing. A sneak speak. Yes, a sneak speak. There is going to be a new Christmas statue set coming out early November. that I have been polishing off, getting ready. So yeah, look forward to seeing that. We'll hopefully get that out as soon as in December as we can. So not November, December as we can, to give you time to decorate your plots and enjoy it. There you go. A sneak peek. I like
Sneak
that.
peek.
I like that.
There we go. We'll have a sneak peek. Okay, cool. The other thing to mention, as has been called out, is the task item in the wrist menu. That's still on the coming soon list. We're not going to tell you much more about that. It is probably going to be a while before that comes out. But the idea there is to make sure that there are tasks available for people to do, and that those tasks will take you, in a sense, through a tutorial-like progress of things to do daily within the app and the product. It's more of an onboarding tool. It will also be valuable to OGs and other people in the sense that it will direct you to places that you can earn XP. But the idea is to create something that is a hand-holding system for new users so that when they're onboarded and they actually can get into the app and the menus are present on the wrist menu, which we have fixed, I believe. So when those are present, users can get in and access the app. At that point, you'll be able to get a list of things we recommend you do, and those things will help you earn the XP, which will get you on the ball rolling from a point of view of places to go, things to see, things to do. That's the idea. Specifically how it's going to work, I can't tell you just yet, but we have got a whole design for it, and it's more a question of when we get that finalized.
Yeah, we've had loads and loads of talks about the tutorial. We've mentioned this many times before. We know it's very basic, we know it's very old, and it's not necessarily relevant in terms of guiding anyone really through the key elements and aspects of things. And we've talked a lot about how do we change it? Do we change it? What's the best way of doing it? And yeah, we could change that tutorial, but we thought actually this is a nicer way. Keep that short so you get into the app as soon as possible rather than having to be led, because often with tutorials you're kind of forced to go through them.
Yes.
And we didn't want someone to be absolutely to be going through, because there's actually so many things that we want to show people how to do that incorporating them into the tutorial would either make it ridiculously lengthy and people would give up, or we just have to pick and choose which ones were the most important out of so many that are, I think, equally valid things to do. So this is going to be a great way of, as onboarding and really guiding people through, showing the full range of stuff. You know, so often I know loads of OGs, I know I myself have met a lot of people turn up in the app, what do I do here? And it's great if they meet you guys, because you know the virtual hand holding is the best with a person there. But if you're not there available, this is a really going to be hopefully a great way. But yeah, it's not just for the as a tutorial though. It also means that you can then keep doing it, because again with the tutorial, once you've done it, and you know that's past, and a lot of you probably even forgotten what that tutorial even contained. So by having this as a menu item, it's something you can dip into when you want to, that you can enjoy, that you can, if you're in there one day feeling a bit bored, want to try something a bit different, then this will hopefully be a way to just give you something to do. As if you haven't got enough to do already, but you know.
Exactly. I mean, my goal with it is twofold. One, I'd like to, well, probably a bit more than two, but one, I'd like to decrease the length of the current tutorial, remove some of the things, because at the moment we teach you how to press buttons, which was very relevant when you went into the planetarium and there were lots of buttons to press. However, button pressing is a very minor part of the whole experience nowadays. I think also most people in VR now know the ideas of pushing buttons and things. The concept is no longer new, innovative, and crazy. So changing that out with something that's more about the locomotion and the core navigation would be key to me. And then after that, so streamlining the process streamlining the things that we teach you, and then taking you into the core app, and from there giving you a whole bunch of places and things to go and do, so that each time you come in, you've got some immediate things to do, some immediate people that you could maybe interact with. But if those aren't there, people aren't around and you're sitting there alone, go into the task list and go and jump around and find some places to see. I think that's the other thing that Wendy and I talk about is, as part of the tutorial flow, it's always a question of, well, what do we show you first? What is the first thing that you should see? Where should you go? What is the most valuable thing for us to show you? And we'll sit there arm wrestling about this all night as we down shots of tequila. But we'll be in a situation where Wendy's saying, got to get people to the info zone stores. And I'm like, no, you got to get people into the planetarium. And somebody else is like, no, you got to get people into Infiniverse, because Infiniverse is where all the action's at. And I'm like, yeah, but if you get into Infiniverse and you don't know the stuff there, you're just going to walk around not knowing what to do or where to go. And then somebody will say, yeah, but there's the skyscrapers that go to the locations. And somebody else will say, yeah, but all the skyscrapers aren't available. You might go into an empty one. And as you can see, the conversation goes on and on and on. And we talked like this until we're all completely sloshed, lying on the floor and asleep.
And then nothing gets done.
And nothing gets done. So this way, and as we all live across the globe in different places, we're all doing this on Zoom, which is even more awkward.
In our own time zones, it's actually quite a solitary activity.
Basically, with a bottle of vodka and shots until we collapse. I love it. Perfect. But yeah, no, the idea here is absolutely to try and create something that is a little bit more hand-holding for new users and brings people in and gives them a wide berth of opportunities and gives them a sense of how much really there is on offer and how much there is to explore, which, as we all know, is not insignificant.
Yeah, and I said, this isn't going to be out instantly. It's very much one of the culminations of what we've been working for so far. So we've got the loot boxes, we've got the like buttons, we've got the new content. So this is just one step further, which then ties back into all of these things. So whilst it is, it's possible to do things concurrently, we want to make sure we get the loot box system out and we get those things going, and then we can then make sure the task list fully encompasses all of the new bits and bobs that we've got in. So do keep tuned. We will have to let you know as soon as there is any more detail to be had on that, but it's not going to be imminent on stuff. Complete change subject. I've just thought something there we should announce. It was announced on Discord and on Facebook, but we have congratulations going out to the wonderful Beck Bay 01, who has achieved another of the Dragon Egg quests. Well done, Beck. She achieved the community events quest, in which she did at least 3 meta featured events with at least 300 subscribers each. And I don't know if you've seen her galleries. She does the Celebrity Kids series. She does the art collaborative series. Really good stuff, really well curated, really well designed. Do head over and see her work and see what she used to achieve this this milestone. Congratulations to her. She has selected which egg will be progressing to the next stage, and no surprise, she has picked the egg over in Paradise City, the flower egg, which is currently cracked, so it will be hatching into a brand new dragon, our 3rd baby dragon.
It's a little bit cool that people are able to get that many subscribers to their events and get that many people in. It shows you that it is possible when people try.
I mean, that was an aggregate of over 1,000 subscribers she got just by having good marketing and getting the word out. So absolutely kudos. So check out the events and check out the announcements for details of when her egg is going to hatch. But yeah, we were realizing actually that it was just over a year ago that we launched these egg quests. So seeing the progress that has been done. At first, it was a flurry of activity at first, and it kind of calmed down, and now people are getting back into it again. We said from the beginning, these were not meant to be easy quests. We made them hard on purpose. We wanted you to have to really make sure you wanted your egg to crack or hatch. But yeah, I think did actually have the figures. I didn't get in front of me how many milestones. I think it's 8 milestones have been achieved over the year, which is pretty cool. Those eggs are on the way. Still loads more to fulfill. So head over to Dragon Egg Quest Center, which can be accessed from the discovery menu or also via the Playroom lobby. And you can find out more about the quests, more about where the eggs are, who managed to crack them, hatch them, for doing what, and then maybe get involved. As a reminder, any user can compete to crack or hatch an egg. You don't have to be affiliated with any particular region. You don't have to be an owner of any area. All you do is compete in one of the quests. If you think you've achieved it, let us know. We'll verify the figures. And then if so, we'll simply ask you which egg you wish to nominate. So it really is open to everybody. And as people have shown, it just takes a little bit of planning and focus on what you're doing. And whilst difficult, they are very, very achievable. Certainly some of the tier 3 ones, the goals were absolutely smashed. And we thought, you know, they were hard. So it just shows that things really do take off with speed once you put your mind to it. So yeah, get out there and get more of those eggs a cracking.
Exactly. Well, like I said, I think we've gone through everything that we need to go through today. We're going to try and keep it short.
Yeah.
We're at about 40 minutes or 35. You guys rock. I am utterly knocking my own socks off in exhaustion here. So I think I need to call it a day. Otherwise, I'll look like one of these guys next to me for the next month.
So which guy? Which one is it? Which one are you?
I think I'm that one.
No, but no, which one? They all look the same to me right now.
Okay.
With your head there as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a wrap for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope we found something interesting. As always, head over to the updates room where you will find a link to the stream on one of the brand new browser buttons, so you can look at it and view it at will in app. And we'll catch you all very, very soon.
Yeah. All the best, guys.
Jingle.
The DevCast, where verse meets meta, where meta meets verse, where gamers meet devs, and vice versa. DevCast, it's in the name. DevCast, it's in the game. DevCast, it's in the verse. DevCast, it's multiverse. Plugging you in, where verse meets meta. Plugging you in, where meta meets verse. Plugging you in, feel the pulse getting better. Plugging you in to the multiverse. DevCast.